Hello everybody, welcome back to another Spinty Boy video here, okay? Got us a pretty good one today. So, if you didn't watch this recent Arenacross Hoosier Arenacross race over this past weekend, you might not realize that it's actually the original announcers that we had for Supercross for all those years. Good old Ralphie. Good old Ralph Sheheen and Jeff Emig. This is really weird. This is just a really weird thing. So, you guys know they kicked Jeff off of Supercross a couple years back and then kicked Ralph off of Supercross. Now we got D. Luffy, right? You know, the Kawasaki man, the Yamaha man guy, you know what I mean? Personally, I just think he doesn't really fit into it. Nothing against the guy personally. Just don't think he really fits into Supercross announcing like that. But nonetheless, and you know, obviously you got him and Ricky Carmichael doing Supercross now. But it was really bizarre. They had announced that, you know, Ralph Sheheen and Jeff Emig was going to be doing Arenacross this year. And I was like, what the hell? It's pretty rare when you get something like that where like two of your biggest announcers that you had in Supercross for all those years are now both doing Arenacross at the same time. Kind of weird, man. But like I went and watched that first round of the Hoosier Arenacross, right? And it was literally set up exactly like what Supercross would, like the broadcast of Supercross would have been back in like 2015. I mean, it was like everything was set up exactly like that, even from the little like, you know, FS1 like menus and the way they transition things and stuff like that is pretty bizarre, dude. But yeah, I'm just, man, kind of mind baffled by this situation right here. Not even gonna lie to you, bruh. And, you know, I don't really know what the point of this video is here other than the fact of like, hey, you probably want to bring Ralph and Jeff back to Supercross because Lee Duffy is definitely neither one of those guys. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying here. And for some of you guys that didn't really realize that Ralph and Jeff are commentating the Hoosier Arenacross together, you know, it makes it kind of interesting watching that. It kind of feels like you're watching, you know, old school Supercross a little bit. But obviously it's a little bit different because they at least from what I was watching, they kind of had it all like, seemed like pre-recorded in some kind of way because they like instantly went from heat 1 to heat 2 to heat whatever, you know, and they didn't really have any time in between, so that was kind of bizarre. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the companies are doing, but like, I don't even know why they dropped Jeff to begin with, Jeff Emig. I think that was strictly to bring Ricky in, right? Because they always try to have a commentator type guy and then a previous professional racer. They try to kind of have that like dual commentating between those two kind of guys, and Jeff was kind of filling that spot in for that all that time period through Supercross. But I think they tried to open that up for Ricky, so then they dumped Jeff. But then I don't understand why they dumped Ralph Sheheen. I have no idea. I mean, yeah, he was messing up a little bit there towards the end, but I feel like that's because it was so scatterbrained. He was only there for some of the rounds. I think it was in like 2020 maybe. He was only there for some of the races, and that Lee Duffy dude was in there for some of the races. So I think that was kind of tricking up Ralph a little bit. There was a couple times in there he definitely he was saying, oh, it's like checkered flag, and it was definitely not the checkered flag. It was like the white flag, you know what I mean? That happened a few times in that last season there, but from what I heard, Jeff nor Ralph wanted to leave from commentating Supercross. Neither one of them wanted to leave. So, you know, it's not like either one of them, you know, did that by choice, left that by choice. From what I've heard, neither one of them was wanting to leave commentating Supercross. So, nonetheless, I mean, I think you got to be real careful when you have your main commentator that's kind of got a bit of a different accent, like the Lee Duffy guy. It kind of makes you feel a little bit And I ain't got nothing against different accents. I love different accents. Fuck, I got a different accent. Well, hillbilly boy, Spency boy, right? Come on down to the farm, dude. Come on down. Spency boy's got a little, I mean, if anybody can say anything about an accent, I mean, you know what I mean? But, good old Spency boy out here. Oh, damn, dude. But I'm just saying, specifically for, American Supercross, you want to be a little careful in having your main commentator that has a foreign accent like that. I think it throws it off a little bit. I genuinely do think it throws off the entire vibe of it a little bit. Makes it feel like you're watching like a GP type commentary more than it does Supercross, American Supercross commentary. Do you know what I mean by that? And that's just part of the beast, We're not in Europe. We're not doing a GP. We're not commentating a GP. So I don't know why they have a dude that has that sort of accent for American Supercross. It really don't make a whole lot of sense to me. But I think that's what kind of gives it that little bit of a weird vibe when you got Lee Diffie in there for Supercross, right? I think that's kind of what's playing into that a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion on it. I think that's what throws it off a little bit. I think the commentary in Supercross was the absolute best when it was Ralph Sheheen, Jeff Emig, and Ricky. Ricky was more like trackside, and then he would come up in the booth every once in a while, and it would be like Ralph, Ricky, and Jeff up in the booth. I thought that was awesome. Those three dudes together, I thought, were like a perfect balance of everything. And I get it, times change. Eventually, Ralph and Jeff, things had to change eventually. I just think it happened a little too quick. They don't even, really, Lee Diffie was your next option? Really? Come on now. I mean, Lee Diffie's pretty good at talking and all of that. He doesn't really mess up his words too much, but I don't know about all this Kawasaki man and Yamaha man and Honda man. I don't know too much about all that, you know what I mean? That gets a little much, dude. Joe Shimoda coming around the corner, he kind of talks in the sense of everything ends with an R. Joe Shimoda with the whole shot, right? I say Joe Shimoda is kind of a joke, but Lee Diffie says Joe Shimoda from his accent. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I just think at the end of the day, it throws the feeling of Supercross off a little bit when you have somebody with that much of a foreign accent doing American Supercross commentating. Just right off the bat, I think. And it's the same way with any sort of MXGP commentating. I don't think you need to have some USA type, real American accent dude being the main guy doing a MXGP commentary either, or any kind of European racing either. I think having a more European Australian accent makes more sense for those kind of races. It works both ways. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just saying, oh, we need American accent dudes for all this shit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it makes sense for wherever you're doing that kind of racing in. You need to have more of that kind of accent for it when it comes to a commentator. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's part of what, in my personal opinion, makes MXGP commentating what it is because those boys actually have that accent to fit into that sort of area. Do you know what I mean? They have that sort of accent to fit into that European GP racing kind of feel. And it gives you so much more of that feel when you're listening to those guys. But when you go to listen to, American Supercross and you got Lee Diffie in there, it just throws it off, man. There's something about it that just throws it off to me. So, but anyways, definitely let me know down in the comments what your guys' opinions are on that. I just think and the fact that the point of this video, really, the fact that Ralph and Jeff are still commentating Arenacross, they obviously still want to be doing it. Make it happen, Supercross. What are you doing? Come on now. I think you could very easily have Ralph, Jeff, and Ricky in the booth for every single Supercross race. Easily. And I think Ralph and Jeff would be open to that, and they would agree to that in a heartbeat. I just believe in my hearts of hearts that they would, because they're out there, they've lowered their level down to doing Arenacross at this point together. So obviously they would still do Supercross. It's only going to make more people want to watch. It's only going to make more people want to tune in and stay tuned in. Having more of a Ralph Sheheen and a Jeff Emig in there, I'm just telling you, for American Supercross, those boys fit it more than a Lee Diffie. Period. That's all there is to it, man. So, either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. You know Spency Boy keeps it real out here. God dang, dude. Very few other people keep it real like the Spency Boy. Very few, man. I don't know if anybody else does in this motocross shit, to be honest with you. I don't even know. There's some dudes keep it pretty real, but Spency Boy's on another level. You know what I'm saying? Spency Boy's on a way another level. Way up, I feel blessed. See you boys on that next video. Later, dudes.